Hello, welcome to yet another tutorial video on the use of Smart Notebook software for creating multimedia lessons for use in the classroom. The topic of this video is one that I'm a big fan of. We're going to talk about my content, and specifically using my content, adding an object to the gallery, creating an object, copying, pasting, those kinds of things, and then also using my content to hold entire pages, create entire pages and add them to your gallery for use in other presentations. So that's the topic. Again, it's all about using the tools that you have to make things better for you. We'll talk about a couple ways we'll use those. First thing we're going to do is give ourselves a blank page. And one of the most useful things I've found personally as a mathematics teacher to use my content for is fractions. So let me show you how I do a fraction, and then you can say, well, that's not useful to me, or you can agree. Either way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type a number, let's say 5, and then that'll be the numerator, and the denominator will be 8. I'm going to center these numbers in the text box, even though it doesn't look like that's changing anything. It really isn't. The next thing for me to do is to give myself a nice little line here as the fraction bar between the 5 and the 8. Now, in order for me to add this as an item to the gallery, I have to make it an item. Right now it's 2. So what I'm going to do is click on the corner icon, go to group, and then group this. Now, what I'll do is take this, copy it, then click on the gallery tab, right click on my content, and click paste. What's happening here, it's taking longer than it really should, is that image that I copied is being pasted in to the gallery. So if I go to my content and I click in pictures, I can see, hey, look at that. I've got a nice fraction here. Now, you're thinking, why is that helpful to me? Well, let me show you why. Now, I don't have to recreate a fraction anytime I need one. All I have to do if I need another fraction is ungroup this. And now I can just change, I didn't ungroup it, I guess. Group, ungroup, there we go. And now, why is this happening to me? Ungroup. Okay. And now when I click into the text box, all I have to do is change the numerator and denominator, and I've got a fraction. I'll take this whole thing and clone it. Wow, just not having much luck today. Clone it, and now I've got a second fraction. I can clone it again. I've got all kinds of fractions. And it's very easy for me now to go to thirds, and we'll make this one another popular fraction, 3/4. So pretty quickly I can have fractions all over my page using that that fraction item that I added to my gallery. Now, if you're artistic, you might do other things with the gallery that might be, excuse me, the my content that might be more meaningful. I am not artistic, so I will mock myself by drawing something and then adding that to my content. Um, I think I pointed out in another tutorial that the only thing I can draw is a spaceship, and it's hard to draw here at my desk with my mouse, but we'll just pretend for a minute that this is actually going to turn out like a spaceship. You know, look at that flying saucer. If only I could draw an alien, I'd be all set. So I'm making my little spaceship here, the landing gear, that's important. And now I'm going to make sure that's one item, and I'm going to do that by grouping. So I made that one little thing, and now I'm going to copy that and go to the gallery, right click on my content and paste, paste. And now if I go to pictures, I can insert that. I could use that in any presentation I ever give. So again, pretty simple. Just copy the item, paste it into my content, and then that item's there. The next thing we're going to look at is, okay, say I set up a page that's so perfect, a whole screen, it's so perfect that I want to use it over and over again. Or if I want to get a screen, right, if I've got a page from this presentation that's good enough that I want to use it in another presentation that might be interesting or might be important to do for this particular course, we can do that. So let's just pretend that I'm going to do a bunch of hearts. I just picked it because it's already opaque. And I'm going to make all these hearts animated. So I'm going to go to Properties. I'm going to go Object Animation. And they're going to fade out when clicked. And we're going to speed up the fade out, make it fast. So I'm going to do that in a second. But first, I'm going to put a smiley face. Or no, I'm going to put a star somewhere on the screen. All right, so there's my little star. And now you're like, what the heck? I'm basically going to clone this over and over again and make just a bunch, like a whole screen of hearts that will be a click to reveal grid of sorts. So I'm going to clone that whole row, and look at that. This is fantastic. Let me slide this star right under there. We'll clone this row again and slide these down here. So I have a whole grid of click to reveal hearts, and somewhere in there is hidden a star. So what I'm going to do is save this whole page, because this I'm going to use over and over again, I can tell. I'm going to save this whole page in the gallery. So to do that, I go to the Page Sorter tab. And if I click on the tab, on the button, excuse me, the pull down arrow in the corner, you can see right down at the bottom, just Add Page to Gallery. So if I click on that, you can see now in my content it says Notebook Files and Pages, and you can see page 16 right here is that hearts page that I just set up. So that is something you might do, and again, whether or not you would do it for this particular reason is something that you could argue, but it is oh, thank goodness I found that star. It is something that you can do and you might find useful. So that's a quick tutorial on using My Content. And again, I use My Content a lot for anything I think I'm going to use again. I'm going to put in My Content and make sure I have access to it so I can use it over and over again. That's it for this tutorial. Thanks so much.